Welcome to this week's episode of SoCal Speaker Connection, powered by Luminary Leaders, a speaker management and consulting company. We specialize in representing thought leaders and experts across the country for conferences, summits, and top podcast shows. I'm your host, Shelley Harrison. Each week, we open the conversation with our guests to unravel their solutions, perspective, and get into their mindset of business based on the current business climate. Our topic today is Stay Calm, Tools to Move On in Your Business with LaVonne Shields, who is also my accountability coach. So LaVonne Shields is the CEO of Management Consultants of America. As a business accountability coach and accounting strategist, LaVonne specializes in training and consulting business owners to help them gain peace of mind and relieve stress associated with running a company, all while improving the bottom line. LaVonne uses her expertise to help engage business owners in all facets of their company, including financial management. She serves as a business consultant and trainer for the Inland Empire Women's Business Center and the Inland Empire Small Business Development Center. Please help me welcome LaVonne Shields.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Yes, and I'm glad that you're here too, LaVonne, because I know that we've had some really good conversations the last few weeks, especially, during this current climate of business. So what I want to do is just kind of break it down with you, because I know that you've been able to support me and many other business owners, especially through the Inland Empire Women's Business Center. So can we get right into the questions?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So what we're experiencing now is not normal. And I think a lot of people will agree. Tell us from your perspective, LaVonne, how most businesses can move on in their operation to run from home or with a leaner workforce and still sustain their momentum.
Well, that's a very good question. As abnormal of a situation that this is the perfect opportunity for business owners to really sit back and assess their business as a whole. I mean, many times we're operating just to operate. We don't have our processes in place. We don't have our checkpoints in place. We don't know what our key performance indicators are. We have no idea if we've been even running our business successfully from the past, especially if we haven't been running our businesses as CEOs. So this is the perfect time to really evaluate all of your processes from every aspect of your business. From your marketing process, have you been kind of getting clients on the fly and just not really having any real system that's getting it through? Have your referrals been coming in hazardously? Have you, how have you been doing that? Your sales process, have you been closing sales just kind of based off of, someone needs it, so you've been able to do it? Or do you really have a full process where you're tracking how you're closing out your businesses? And from an operational standpoint, as bad as it sounds that you might have to let people go because of the climate, the realization is if you open your doors back up, were you employing people because you just want to maintain employing them? Were they the right people in the right seats? Were they the right people to do that particular job? I mean, you might be able to bring some people back, but put them in different positions in your business. So this is a really good opportunity to really sit back, or should I say stand up, and look at your business from 50,000 feet and go, was I running the best way possible? Was my business being the best version of itself?
And do you think that, especially from a mindset perspective, that a lot of business owners are starting to realize where maybe they could have done 5 to 10% more to get better results?
Oh my goodness, we're talking about mindset. That is crucial. This was a conversation I've been having with quite a few of my colleagues, where again, as horrible as of a situation that we're in, I mean, this is so unprecedented that we have no reference points to pull back in other than World War II. I mean, and you really can't compare the two as far as anything else. True. So this is an opportunity really for there to be a reset in the business community. It's almost like what happened in 2008. You figure from 2008, you had people who were buying houses who didn't need to be buying houses. I mean, you were in banking. There were people who were, they put themselves in these mortgages that they really couldn't afford to be in, but the industry and the market allowed for them to be in it. And then when there was a reset, everyone, it kind of shuffled those out. Same thing with investors who were like, oh yeah, I'm an investor, and that's what they did. But that's kind of what happened when it came to business. There are a lot of people who got into business. They made these great, their businesses grew very fast. They were able to, get these whatever that they consider I've made it my amount of money. They did it, but they didn't actually shift into becoming actual CEOs. They were great business owners. They were able to sell. They were able to make great money, buy great toys. But what they didn't really do, a lot of them didn't do, is figure out how do they really, really guide their business. And this is the opportunity for us to kind of really see, are we running businesses, or are we just great people who know how to sell stuff, or technicians who know how to sell services and products? So this is a great opportunity for you to make that big shift from I'm a business owner to no, I'm a CEO. I look at my business from 50,000 feet, and as crazy as the situation this is, I know I can get around it by having proper systems, get on the other side of this and thrive by having proper systems and putting my business in the proper position it needs to be in for success.
Exactly. And really a lot of businesses, have you seen that they're pivoting? And when I say pivoting, I mean, some of them are making some major shifts, and even, having a lot of companies are having to really have employees work from home, and they're struggling with sales. So there's this rubber band effect where, tell us from your perspective about that, just the kind of the landscape and how that plays.
Well, the landscape is constantly changing. I mean, we're going from soccer field to football field to baseball field to now all of a sudden we're in a basketball gym. So it's a constantly changing landscape. But, it goes back into that mindset. I mean, before we thought we can only do things one way. And now all of a sudden people are realizing, oh, so I can still have meetings and it doesn't have to be on the phone. I can do a Zoom session. I don't have to drive. I can do this. So you're right. There's a big pivoting. There's a shift to how things are getting done. I mean, people assume, oh, I couldn't run my business with my staff if they work from home. But if you think about it, a lot of times that response was because they didn't think that they would be productive if they weren't in front of them.
That's right.
Here's an interesting question. If you didn't think your employees were productive when they were on site, then why were you keeping them on site? This is, like I said, it's a great opportunity to really figure out, were you just kind of managing people, or were you running a business? Were you actually running an enterprise? And now you get to really see who's been productive on your team and who's just been showing up to collect the check. And again, as bad as that sounds, this is really a good opportunity for cleaning house. This is the storm that's coming in to clean stuff up, as opposed to really break things down. It's really an opportunity to clean things up and really force people to determine, are you a business owner or are you a CEO?
Yes. And I know that you and I have talked about, okay, let's break it up in terms of a CEO, a president of a company, small business owner. Can you kind of tell us, just from your perspective, what each of those leadership roles entails?
Well, the interesting thing is they're technically all the same thing. It's how people have associated themselves with it. People think of CEO and they think of Bill Gates, Richard Branson, Elon Musk. They think they have to be at that huge level, when the reality is the CEO is the person who sets the tone. They set the vision and the mission. They are the ones that oversee that all of those things are being met. That's a CEO. It doesn't matter if it's just a one-man show or a one-woman show, or you're all the way up to having a 5,000 member team. A CEO is at the top. However, most people, when they launch their business, they'll use, I'm the founder, or I'm the owner, or a president. Those are the titles that they'll connect themselves to. And what I really want business owners to do is really connect themselves to that CEO title, because the CEO is the top. There is no one above them. There is no alternative. There is no nothing. You are the head of this organization, setting the culture, setting the pace, setting the tone. And that's what people, this gives, like I said, it gives people an opportunity to really adjust and make changes.
Right. Right. And, right now, I know that a lot of companies, because of the pivoting and the sales and, all of that is we're doing things a little bit differently. So from a cash flow perspective and cash flow management, tell us from your point of view, what's important for business owners to understand about their cash flow management?
One, to make sure that they have a way of being able to track it. A lot of times business owners, they operate off of their checking account. They have their app on their phone, or they're constantly going online and looking at how much cash do I have today? How much cash do I have today? How much access on my credit card or on my line of credit do I have today?
Yeah.
As opposed to utilizing an actual accounting system that's keeping track of that. Whenever I work with business owners and we're doing, one of the first things we do when we manage taking over their accounts payable is making sure we're plugging everything in the system and walking through a process where we constantly monitor how much money do we have, how much money do we have coming in, and how much money do we have going out, and we time those things to make sure we can do it. One of the first things we start with is, okay, so how much cash do we always need to keep in our account? That gives us our safety net. What do we need to have? And then we make sure we know exactly how much our bills are. So when the bills are coming in, they automatically either go into a spreadsheet or into your accounting system. So you can always know at any given moment how much cash, what I need right now if I need to wipe everything out. And then the other big part of cash flow management that people don't really want to, for some reason, they don't really truly embrace, is the realization of you can't give what you don't have. So if we're talking about, paying bills and you don't have the cash to do it, and then that causes stress. That's not the solution to the problem. That's constantly operating on defense. That's constantly backpedaling, trying to figure out what do I have to do right now to be able to make this payment right now? If you have a vendor who's looking for money, they're in the same position you are. You're trying to get money from your clients as well. But the realization is you can sit there and focus and be worried about not being able to pay that bill, or you can put that same energy and focus on, now how do I go out there and make money? Who are the clients that owe me, and who can I follow up with? Who are the ones that, I know that they usually don't pay, and you don't put as much energy into them. You just put them through your collections process or whatever, your series of emails and calls. And who are the ones that usually do pay? Follow up with them. Find out if they're in a position. Also follow up with your vendors. Let them know, hey, you know what the climate is. We're all in the same position. So instead of you sitting there being stressed off about how many bills are piling up, you focus on what can I do to make money now? Like you said, it's a pivot. So if you're used to making your sales and building your business in one format, then now you get to a shift. You get to make an adjustment to figure out how to do that. The other good thing that this presents is, do you have bills that technically you don't need? Are you spending money and cash and charging up your credit cards and accessing your line of credit to pay bills that technically don't benefit your business? I mean, that happens so many times when I'm working with clients where I ask the question, like, why do we have 2 of these accounts? Or why are we paying this? What exactly is this for the business? So like I said, this is a great opportunity for business owners to really step into that CEO position and figure out, am I really running my business, or is it just been running and I've been able to benefit from this kind of haphazard format of, I hit a home run blindfolded. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to say, no, I hit that home run because my body was in the right position. I saw the ball. I was able to connect, and it's something that you can duplicate. And many business owners haven't been working off of duplicable systems. They've been operating off of, hey, this worked today. So it's a telling story.
Yeah, it's a telling story. And I think, when I wake up in the morning, and I own my own company, and when I wake up in the morning, I'm pressured by the media, but in the same token, I'm like, what can I do differently today? And I was on actually on a Zoom meeting last night with Jim Madrid, gave excellent insight on just do 5% more. 5% more could make the difference, whether it's sitting down and, looking at those ways that you can generate income, or, reduce expenses. So there's a lot of things that we could be doing, and really it's time to innovate. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh my goodness, this is the best time to innovate. Technology is probably at the best it's been since. I'm not saying it's going to definitely get better. At least that's what
Zoom
I'm hoping.
Stock.
It gets better. But technology is great. I mean, even with me, with me when it comes to accounting, working with my clients, I'm about 98% paperless. As far as even with my notes, I don't have a paper notebook. I've put myself in a position where I'm able to allow technology to support me, as opposed to me having it and not really being able to use it in the best way. So this is the best time to look at all the three, what I call the three major areas of your business. What is your marketing process and how is it working? What is your sales process? How is it working? How does your business actually run your operations? And are all these things working effectively and efficiently? And your numbers are going to answer that question. So do you even have a system for managing your numbers? If those three legs of the business stool are wobbly or weren't very stable, then now's the time. Now is the time to be able to get those things situated. Your business probably has scaled down as far as your productivity and well, not your productivity, but what it is you have to do. So if you kind of freed some stuff off of your plate, here's a great time to really focus on the actual management and running of your business and making sure you're
totally
being the CEO.
Agree. Oh yeah, totally agree. Yeah. And I think that a lot of business owners right now where, they're looking at, things that they do in their day-to-day job, whether they're at home, running their business versus being in the office and how much time they can save just based on being more efficient and being able to really pinpoint what those areas are. Because a lot of us, and I think you'll agree with this, where a lot of business owners, they're either working in their business or they're working on their business. And wouldn't you say that a lot of CEOs and presidents right now, do you think they're working more in their business or on their business?
Well, many are probably working in it because, again, there's this pivot there. Everything just got shifted and adjusted. I'm happy to say there's quite a few of my clients who are working on their business, and I love it.
I'm one of them.
You are, and I love it. The conversations I'm having with quite a few of my clients has been, okay, so can we do this? What does this look like? What's the next step for this, as opposed to, oh my goodness, well, what are they going to do for me, and how is this? No, that's the difference. So many business owners are probably in a natural defensive position of, let me just focus on working. Let me go get more sales. Let me go, find more of this and get on as many networking, social media networking events as I can, as opposed to, okay, let me definitely still schedule some and continue meeting with people and still doing my day-to-day activities. But let me make sure I'm blocking out some time for planning. Making sure I'm blocking out some time for a structural reorganization, for resetting the foundation of my business, and then now adding new or adjusting old processes to building up my business and moving forward. So that would be, like as you said, the title is Stay Calm. Stay calm, take a step back, breathe, and now see the whole board. See how you've been playing, go back to your playbook, your business plan, figure out what have you been doing? Is it associated with what your goals were? And if they're not, then this is the perfect time to reevaluate all of that and start really then come back to the board, back to the field, playing full out and playing full offense, moving forward, reevaluating it and playing at your best.
That is great insight, LaVonne. And, the one thing, I know that we're kind of running out of time here, but the one thing that I would love for you to share with everyone, I know that, we're going to be working on some workshops together. In fact, we're going to have them at Staples once all the live events come back, in the business world. But as far as, what you do, because you do much more than accountability. And I think, just the work that you and I have done together, share with our audience what it is that you do to support businesses.
Well, if you ask my clients, it'll go from several different definitions to you're my therapist, you're my support guide. One of my clients, he said, no, you're just my best friend who talks to me about business all the time. But what I do, what Management Consultants of America does is business accountability coaching. And account is capitalized because it is about your accounting. It's about being accounting strong. And what I do is I help transition that business owner to a CEO. Do you have your systems in place? I briefly mentioned, the three stools that I have that I mentioned of business: your marketing, your sales, your operation. Does your accounting support all three of those legs? And do they all work for you, as opposed to just working and you kind of get the benefit of when it's not working, and now you're dealing with the possible outcomes of it not working. So what I do is I help business owners see their business from that 50,000 foot level, put their pieces in the right position, and then now play full out. So whether that's from developing an accounting system, starting an accounting system, most people using their bank account and saying, "Oh, I have the money now," or "I don't have the money now," but taking a chance to look at your business from all levels, throwing the numbers into play, because the numbers are how you're going to communicate with everyone outside of your business, and creating those plans and systems for moving forward.
You definitely can hit on all of those areas of business. And I've known that just working with you on my own company. In closing, what would you share with our viewers about, COVID-19 and pushing through and moving forward in your business? If you had to say just one statement, what would that be for business owners who are struggling or really, having difficulty sleeping at night, business owners, CEOs, presidents, where it's tough getting up in the morning? What would you share with them?
Well, the first one will be patience. Like I said, this is unprecedented. We have nothing to pull from any levels of government or the business community. No one has ever seen this before. Like we said, the closest connection we have is World War II. Not too many of us were actually alive or fully cognizant of what was going on. We just, they were just there. So one would be patience. This is new. And the next thing would be focus. Focus and breathe. Just focus on the things that you want. Breathe. Stop worrying so much about what it is that you can't do. Or I can't open my business. I can't open my doors. I can't keep my employees. Well, no, let's not focus on that. Let's focus on what can I do? What are the things I can do today, in this moment, right now? Do them. If you can't do them right now, then make sure you have them written down so you can get back to them. But be patient, not only with the outside world, the government, the other businesses and people that you're dealing with, even the crazy ones who are just doing nothing but flooding us with negative information. Be patient, take a breath, and then just focus.
Yes. Awesome. Well, you have been so inspiring today, LaVonne. I mean, I love having you on our first episode, and, thank you so much for, giving us your insight. And I know that the viewers that are going to be watching this, you've given a lot of nuggets, and, we want to thank everybody for joining us. This will be posted on LinkedIn under Luminary Leaders and also Management Consultants of America. You could visit LaVonne and can you give us your website, LaVonne?
Accountingstrong.com. That's my website. You can find me on LinkedIn using my name, LaVonne Shields. And you can also find me on Facebook, my company page, Management Consultants of America, where I'll be posting information, my daily inspirational quotes. And, like I said, just be patient and focus and have fun.
Yeah. That's awesome. So we'll put some links on this post to help business owners with different agencies, governmental agencies. So watch for the post. Thank you for joining us. And LaVonne, again, thank you for being on this episode with SoCal Speaker Connection. And everyone have a fantastic day. And let's get through this. We'll pull through. This is unprecedented time, and it's a very fluid situation, but we hope all of you are, safe and healthy, and hopefully we'll see you again next week. Thank you.
Thank you.